Okay. Good morning, everyone. Henry Blake's here with sound for your WAFB First Alert Weather Extra. I apologize for that, but for the time being, our everything is looking pretty good on our end. Hopefully, you'll be able to hear me here, and it looks like everything is working fine. So thanks for tuning in one more time to join us as we've got beautiful weather for your Thursday morning. Just a few fair weather clouds. Interstate travel looking typical, especially on westbound as everyone's trying to head into West Baton Rouge Parish across the bridge. But for now, we are at 59 degrees. We were at 56 at the top of the last hour. So temperature slowly rising across the Baton Rouge area. Still, Macomb is at 54, but we've got some 60s from Houma, Gonzales down into New Orleans, and the rest of us will be following behind you. Even Western Louisiana has us beat in the 60s for now. And that's where our highs are forecast to be for the remainder of the day. Lots of sunshine. We will see just a few passing clouds, but overall it's going to be a nice day during the afternoon. Not really needing any sleeves for the time being. Some of you may be a light jacket, but it's going to be a relatively beautiful day with highs mainly topping out in the low to mid 60s. Now, as we end the month of October, checking in on the rainfall we've had so far, we're at 4 56/100ths of an inch at Baton Rouge Metro. Thanks to the previous rainfall we've had, that's put us 100th of an inch above normal for the month. So that's got us right back on track. But the Baton Rouge area is the exception because you'll notice much of EBR Parish up through western and central Livingston into Greensburg, we're not dealing with abnormally dry conditions, but the Felicianas, anyone practically circling the EBR Parish, and especially as we get to Hammond and New Orleans, unfortunately still dealing with moderate drought conditions. And some of those moderate drought conditions from western Louisiana starting to creep into western Iberville, parts of St. Landry Parish as well, and some of those abnormally dry conditions sneaking into the Felicianas. And at the moment, our rain chances aren't really looking all that promising over the next 5 days, but we will have another storm system coming in over the weekend. Once again, that is the trend that we're stuck in right now. But the good news, you'll notice the rain chances are minimal, only at 20% for Saturday and Sunday. And in addition to that, it's not going to be an all-day thing. It's going to be mainly on hold at least for Saturday evening into Saturday night. And by daybreak Sunday, things are going to be looking much better. So I want to show you our future cast. Nice and sunny and clear for the rest of the day. Clear for tonight. But what about Friday? Well, for Halloween, things are looking good for the trick-or-treaters as well. It's going to be a chilly start. In fact, it does look like we'll be dipping down into, let's say, the low to mid 40s once again. However, watch what happens as we go into Saturday. Starting out on the clear side, but clouds quickly increase the second half of your Saturday. That's ahead of our next disturbance, which will bring a few showers to the area. Not really expecting any rough weather, and the mall's really not picking up on too much. The front just doesn't have all that much energy to go along with it. And you will notice some changes by at least the second half of your Sunday and into Monday as well as the system exits the area. More of a regional view. Here's that cold front, but for the moment, for Thursday and Friday, today and Halloween, high pressure is going to keep us settled. We could start to feel a little bit more of a southerly wind as we go into your Saturday, well, rather your Friday night and into your Saturday. That's going to help the temperatures warm up just a little bit more over the weekend, closer to normal. But notice, here's 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Much of the rain from Memphis down into northern Louisiana and eastern Texas is going to try to make its way the best it can into southeast Louisiana and southwest Mississippi. So that's where our better rain chances are going to be. Mostly Saturday night into the early morning hours. Could see a evening shower or two, but nothing to really cancel your plans. And watch what happens as we go into Sunday morning. Sure, we're still going to have a few clouds lingering around, maybe some coastal showers as well, but we are going to have high pressure make its way into the area relatively quickly, and that's going to take the cloud cover with it as the system exits the area. And as it does, Sunday, Monday, and beyond is looking great as this strong ridge of high pressure gradually just sits and stalls mostly over the deep south, and that's going to keep our weather nice and cool as we go into much of next week. And last but not least, looking at which is still Hurricane Melissa spinning out in the Atlantic. Notice finally exiting the Bahamas, all of that devastation from the Bahamas into the Dominican Republic, Haiti, unfortunately, Jamaica as well. The cleanup efforts are going to be long, but for the moment, at least the worst of the weather is over with Melissa still having max winds at 105 miles per hour. So that still has that category 2 status, still a relatively powerful hurricane, picking up speed, north-northeast wind movement, well, north-northeast movement at 24 miles per hour. So let's take a look at the National Hurricane Center track, and you will notice, watch what happens as we go into the later part of the day. Thanks to that quick movement later tonight and into tomorrow, luckily for Bermuda, not going to take a direct hit from this storm. So that is good news for them as it pushes west of the island. Could be dealing with some storm surge and some gusty winds at times, but nothing significant. The East Coast looking A-OK, but Melissa is going to quickly exit the area. Notice that by tomorrow evening, make its way up closer to Canada, and over the weekend may have to be watching into next week as it gets closer to Iceland. But good news for everyone here across the deep south and the lower 48 states. There are no other mentions or indications of any type of tropical disturbances in the Atlantic or the Gulf in the immediate future. I'd like to thank you once again for tuning in, and be sure to watch this afternoon as we have more updates on your latest forecast during 9 News at noon as well as tonight.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose. I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose. I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to